What's going on, guys? It's Beatoms, and last video, I believe it was last video, or maybe 2 videos ago, I don't remember. But I was wondering how they put the spin on the ball and all that, and you guys told me to watch Shane Warne's leg spin tutorial. There were several different ones that I found, so I just picked one that had the most views because I figured that's the one most people like. If it's wrong, I'm sorry. You guys can always link. If it doesn't allow you to link on YouTube, you can share on Discord. Link will be in the description of the video for my Discord. I check that daily. Or you could just I don't know, copy the exact title of the video or something. I don't know. But you guys told me to watch a leg spin tutorial. That's what I'm doing. Hopefully this is right. And let's jump right in.
Leg spin bowling. There was a lot of mysteries and a lot of different things being talked about leg spin bowling. Today, I'm going to show you 5 different deliveries. The first one being the most important, which is the leg break.
So is he just a fun guy, or is there a reason he has that on his nose and his lips? Because if it's just like a fashion statement, I'm fine with that, but I want to know if there's like an actual benefit to doing that. Is it just like a sunscreen thing? Like those are really vulnerable areas that people forget about? I don't know. But it's not the first time I've seen that, so.
That might be the first one in this test match. Bowled in from around the wicket.
The most important thing when you're bowling leg spin and the leg break delivery is your grip. The grip must be 2 fingers down and 2 fingers up, and the ball just slots in there like that. The leg spinner will spin.
That's the same as baseball so far. That's basically how almost every pitch is thrown in baseball. There's a couple exceptions, like I don't actually have a ball near me, but like a knuckleball, instead of tucking it in here, a lot of people think you go like this and like put it around your knuckles here, but you actually dig these 2 fingers into the ball so that when you go to release the ball, you can take your fingers and flick and take away the the backspin that you would naturally generate by throwing a ball. And what that does is, by cutting down the spin, it allows more air to hit the ball, and that causes the ball to move on all crazy ways. Another pitch that you don't is the circle change, where you actually tuck the ball, you hold the ball like this, and you tuck the ball into the pad of your hand, and you hold it with these 3 fingers. That's like the only other pitch that I can think of in baseball. Um, some people that I remember, I think was it Lenny DiNardo? Pitcher for the Red Sox, when he threw a splitter, he would put it in between these 2 fingers instead of in between here. But other than like weird variations like that, I can't think of another. I mean, a circle curve, which is a variation on a circle change. So yeah, I mean, I guess there are a lot of similarities between pitching and bowling.
From right to left on the pitch, and you will spin the ball using your 3rd finger, like so. Nice, comfortable grip. But it's to spin the ball, we want to use this 3rd finger that spins the ball, and it's spun from right to left.
Oh,
which is the best delivery to bowl, right to left. The back of your hand will be facing yourself.
That's why I couldn't figure out the way he was throwing it by watching, because in baseball, like if you're gonna throw a curve, you go the opposite way. You snap your wrist like in a to you it looks clockwise. So like if I start here, I'd go to here. But instead you're going from here to here, which would be more like a screwball in baseball. Interesting. Okay.
Which is important to get the biggest spin on the delivery.
So this might get answered, but is there a reason that they don't spin it the opposite way? Because to me, it would be a lot harder to pick up on it if you're coming in from different directions. Um, but it seems like it's always going the same way. I guess it's because you're not throwing it. You're almost like flinging it instead of throwing it.
Come on, Jimmy Adams. Not happening.
there, but that looked to me to be very, very close. The second delivery is the top spinner, or sometimes called the over spinner. It's delivered with exactly the same grip, comfortable width apart. Mine's probably a little bit too close, but that's just what works for me. Whatever works for you.
So is that
a wider
that
grip
just goes straight?
is okay as well. But what do you do instead of spinning the ball with your third finger, spinning it from right to left, the ball will go straight on and bounce. So it's important when you're bowling this delivery. So instead of, we said, as the back of your hand faces yourself, the back of the hand now will face the batsman. So the ball will come over straight over like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it's all important. The follow through, everything is important on this spinner. You want to go straight over like that.
So that would also give it more speed once it bounces too, I would think.
The ball, it won't spin, it'll go straight on.
It'll go straight,
Sometimes
yeah,
the
okay.
batsman will pick this as a wrong un or a leg spinner, and they're not quite sure. And this is when it brings bat pads into play, folds.
Okay.
Wrong un and caught by Mark Taylor. He pitched the wrong un perfectly on that occasion.
Okay, the wrong un. This can be a very
So that would be the equivalent of a fastball, basically, for baseball, whereas the other one would be more like a curveball. Okay. I'm still not quite understanding why you only spin it one way, though, and not the other way. Because for me, this motion is more natural than this motion. I don't know.
deceiving delivery. If the batsman's not reading and watching the hand, then he can not be sure which way the ball is going. So this can be a very good delivery. It's delivered with the same grip, 2 fingers up, 2 fingers down. It's a little bit wider fingers here, not too much, whatever feels comfortable. As we saw the top spinner go straight over, the wrong un, it's released from the back of the hand, like so. So we said the leg spinner, back of the hand facing me, top spinner, straight facing the batsman. The wrong un, it's most important you watch the seam. When you bowl a ball, the back of the hand is facing fine leg, and the seam, it shows you which way the ball's going to spin. So when it is released, it's released the same, but it's released more out the back of the hand. So it comes out like that. So you're still using your third finger, but it's coming out the back of your hand like that, and you can see the seam going down towards fine leg. Some of the batsmen that don't watch the hand, they're not sure which way it's going to go. A lot of the guys play for the leg break, and it bowls them between the gate, bat and pad, or they go back to try and cut you, and it can get
So that's kind of like a
chopped on,
change-up in
or
baseball.
A big bat pad chance from the ball spinning back into the batsman. As you can see, the back of my hand facing fine leg, and the seam shows you which way the ball's spinning.
It actually breaks in slightly towards... Okay. Yeah, a change-up in baseball would actually move a little bit too, so... Very, very similar to pitching in baseball, honestly. Very similar.
Poor chance there for Gilchrist. He got them off pretty quickly, and Ganguly hasn't even bothered to...
I mean, it's a different delivery, but... a lot of the same mechanics are involved. In terms of, like, grip and spin and stuff like that.
Flipper, and he's got him again with it. So he's pulled 1 for 4.
The flipper's been a great delivery of mine over a long period of time. It can be a very rewarding delivery, but it's quite a tough delivery to bowl. I think it's most important that you get the leg spinner, the top spinner, and the wrong un first, and then you can slowly develop the flipper. The flipper is delivered with exactly the same grip, but your thumb comes into play here. You don't use your thumb on any of the other deliveries, but you use your thumb on this one. This one is squeezed out and comes underneath like that. And the best way to practice this delivery is to click your fingers. You put the ball in there, and then you just click your fingers. Don't try and do anything else, bar click the fingers.
I think I'd actually be really good at that because for whatever reason, I like taking an American football and holding it in between my hands and flicking it like that. And doing that, you can actually, like, without moving your arm at all, you can get the football to go like a good maybe 5-10 yards. And it's a good way to just kind of like startle a friend when like you're in the middle of a conversation, you're just holding a football and all of a sudden just flick it at them. It's just a fun little trick that I picked up. So I think I'd actually be pretty good at that one.
Just click your fingers. The ball is released under the hand, like that. rather than out the back of the hand. And then all you do is click your fingers and you'll see it come out like that. So as we can see, it's coming out.
So you use the arm to generate the motion, but you use the fingers to generate the rotation.
Bottom of the hand like that for the flipper.
Or you use the arm to generate the velocity, I should say.
Trajectory, and it will skid off the ball because it's got backspin on it. It'll skid low and hopefully get the batsman bowled or LBW.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Close, got him! Yes, beautifully bowled. You can see there the fingers Johnny Rose wasn't quick enough to get down. Superb bowling by Shane Warne. The flipper is a lethal weapon here at the Pacific Cricket Ground.
Hey, we have that in baseball too, a slider.
Now that's close. That's the slider. Yep.
Now the slider is something I've developed over the last 12 or 18 months with a lot of help from Terry Jenner, who used to bowl it a fair bit. It's delivered like the leg spinner. The leg spinner is spun like that, as we've talked about, with the seam going from right to left, spinning the ball. Now all we do with the slider is we go a little bit further round and we come right round the ball like that. We're delivered with the palm of our hand facing the batsman, and the ball comes out like that. It's delivered like that and it'll slide straight on rather than the leg break like that.
So a lot of the deliveries are actually fairly similar. It seems it's just about how you rotate your arm when you release it. So instead of, releasing it a certain way, you release it this way. In baseball, it's a lot more about the grip and about the actual release of the ball, whereas this, it's more about like just the fine tweaks of doing kind of the same thing, but it's not the same because I feel like this would actually be more difficult. For instance, in baseball, you can throw a fastball and a changeup using the exact same grip, along the exact same seams and everything. You just tuck the ball a little deeper and you have a little bit of a looser grip on it, and all of a sudden you have a changeup. You throw the exact same arm speed and everything, and it's a slower pitch. But in terms of like a slider, a curveball, like it's all about how you grip the ball and how you move the wrist. The wrist is really important. The only thing that doesn't really take the wrist is a curveball, which is more elbow, but a lot of pitches are with however you flick your wrist. So whether you twist, you flick downward on it or whatever. This is more like trying to keep the same delivery but like slightly tweaking it, and to me that's a lot harder. I know it sounds easier, but I think that's actually harder to do, because you're taking something that's similar but trying to do something different with it. And in my head, it's a lot easier to associate a specific delivery with a specific grip. If I'm holding it a certain way, I know I'm going to throw it a certain way. But he's saying you hold it the exact same way but do a different, it's even almost the same motion, but you have to have your hand facing a different way. That's just that's impressive that you can even do that, honestly. I guess I'd have to try it to really understand. But yeah, this is definitely interesting.
Is delivered like that, and it will come down like that. The way to bowl it, it's exactly the same grip, it's exactly the same, and we bowl our leg break like that. The slider, it's just a bit further wrist position, so the palm faces the batsman, and it goes straight through like that. This ball will slide on, and hopefully the batsman thinks it's a leg break. It should slide on. It's good delivery for LBWs and bowl. Well, there you have it. There's 5 of my deliveries that I like to bowl, which hopefully can confuse batsmen. You guys out there, the best way to practice is exactly that, practice. That's the best way to learn, but practice properly. As we've talked about the grips, but you've got to make sure that you bowl with a nice high arm, not too high, and making sure we follow through and getting all the basics right. Leg spin can be great fun, and you can come up with your own mystery ball if you keep practicing in the nets right. You can change the grips. All these different deliveries can be bowled wide of the crease, in close to the stumps, in all different areas on the crease. If you keep doing those sorts of things, you'll find that the ball does different things. And your best weapon is natural variation off the wicket. That can be the best mystery ball you've ever had, is natural variation. So keep practicing. Good luck with it all, and I'm looking forward to your feedback.
So is that a thing that happens? Like every player has their own ways to bowl? That's kind of interesting, actually. It's a lot deeper than I ever expected to get into this sport. Bowling especially, it fascinates me. The hitting aspect behind it and all that, like I get that part of it, but the bowling part is what really intrigues me. So I'm gonna look into some more of this stuff. I mean, I see that there are other masterclass videos. So if you guys think those are good, best ever fast bowling, um, what it's like to face a Morali spin delivery, like there's all kinds of different videos. So let me know what you guys want to see next. I've taken up enough of your time. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys on the next one.